Hey, look, I animated my name. There it goes. Whoa.
Hello, and welcome to the Bertfolio. It's way too late, you're sat in a pile of books, and today I'd like to read you a poem that I wrote called Single in McDonald's, which discusses the themes involved in the very cleverly written title. One day you buy chips with salt and a dip for two. You dip chips in dip and sip drinks of who? A friend. Or so you thought, but your mind retorts with, well, maybe it could be more. Maybe she could be bought with an assortment of thoughts. I mean, she doesn't have the rapport of Natalie Dormer, but to you, she is something more. So you dip chips in dip and sip drink to your lips, and suddenly that word blares out like the BBC Pips. Lips. You notice her face. You've never noted or made a notable note, but here it is. She's pretty fit. But she is more than pretty fit. That doesn't concisely or precisely summarise it. The device in your head that describes the words like nice or red isn't working. You can only think of irks or quirks or twerking. Not twerking. Try and keep it professional, kind, and respectful. You look at her more and your eyes get a neckful. Suddenly this person you thought of as mate has overcome that thought with the plate her head lies on. It's no longer mate you're thinking date, and the thoughts that once were kind and respectful have quickly turned to kind of respectful. You think, this is a test, a mess. I couldn't care less when you try and stop your brain from scanning through thoughts of her face, hands, and things. You abolish that thought and try and think of the rest. You malnourish that thought and realise you've not spoken yet, not for seconds or minutes or hours or years. You snap back to reality and look at your peer. She awaits a response to a question you weren't listening to. You're thinking of proms and other things you want to take her to. Your mind goes to Timbuktu, your thoughts get away from you, you fire off defence mechanisms in a way you know you shouldn't do. You giggled. What's wrong with you? Why'd you do that? Who told you to? Embarrassed, you put your head down and eat up, trying to ignore your face as it heats up. Dip chips and dip. Put them to your lips. Take small discreet sips and don't think of her hips. Fuck, you're screwed. You've thought of her posterior, a feature you've never admired before, but now you're convinced it's superior. You think, that is an impressive bottom. Maybe it's something on these chips that you dipped and put to your lips, but your face whips back to the face from which you just hid, and you just smile. And she smiles. This is going well. You're enjoying each other's company. It's going swell. So well, there's no way in hell you could mess this up. Just as long as you don't fess this up, because if you reveal this so soon, you'll lose the best of what you're starting to think of as us. Dip chips. Put them to your lips. You both sit fixed, emotions are mixed. The fingertips haven't hit, you're taking it slow. I mean, you want to reach out, but you don't know. There's so few chips and excess dip. It doesn't matter. The salt round her lips and her quick little licks, it doesn't flatter. You're just lucky she fancied a burger, a quick bite, but now you're lurking and you just might run out of opportunities to say what you've been working up to. She gets out of her seat after the nice tasty treat, remarks on the meat, makes a last speech and begins to retreat. And you just freeze. I mean, there's a lot can be said. How you were weak at the knees, feeling teased, failed to seize and see her needs, and the means at which you didn't read that she wanted to leave, you didn't speak, you didn't scream, didn't reach and beam the words out, a stream of thoughts and all of them dying on your lips, they all start to halt. You get back to your chips, and you add more salt. Right. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed that, subscribe to the channel. The Bertfolio channel. I'm never changing the name and I will learn to love it. Have a lovely rest of the day. Yeah, great. Subscribe to PewDiePie.